coming back for lunch, and I'm very happy that you guys can go to sleep very easily. You know, if you get bored, you can just sleep. I'll be very excited to see how many of you are awake. People in the back, just raise your hand if you can see me. Alright, awesome. My name is Ravi Rajan, and in a second. Alright, very good. Alright, let me ask you guys a very simple question. What is it that you dream about to achieve in your life 5 years or 10 years down the line? Just give me some answers. What is your dream? If you can raise your hand and just share your dream with everyone in the room, it would help us understand how we can take the session ahead. And you know, it would also help all of us to answer all the questions. Would you guys be comfortable sharing your dream with us? Someone raise your hand. Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me in the back? Raise your hand. Alright. Would you be comfortable sharing what your dream is with us? What do you want to do in your life apart from finishing your college, getting a degree, going into a job, waiting every month for salary to be created and just, you know, keep living your life like that? How many of you dream about doing something different from what the society asks us to do every day? Anyone want to share that? I don't see any hands going up. Alright, I have one hand in the back. Can you get a mic there? Alright, thank you.
Come again?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
We'll answer your question. We'll wait for mic. Hello? Hello? Alright, anyone else want to share their dream with us? We'll answer your question, how to achieve what you dream. Anyone else? Just raise your hand and share what your dream is. How we, you know, what is the reason of why I'm asking this question?
Actually, my husband is a cancer specialist.
Okay, wonderful.
In Jipmar. I'm planning for a diagnostic center here. In Jipmar only it is there. All the surrounding people are going Chennai or Jipmar. So I'm planning to start that one. I'm having everything in my hand, but I'm not able to do. So I want to discuss about that.
Definitely, we'll discuss about that, Pratima.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share what their dream is? Alright. It's very important for you to have a dream. I see very few people raising their hands. And it's okay not to have a dream right now, but a couple of years down the line, when you will finish your college, you will get into a job and you will realize that life is very, very short for you to actually not achieve your dream. And it's very challenging when you struggle every single day to not be able to find what you want to do in life. And there are a lot of examples which we are going to discuss today, how people realized what their dream is and how they actually went and were able to achieve that. My reason of asking all of you what your dream is, a very simple reason. Unless you dream something, you cannot achieve it. And there are thousands of examples across the world of how people dreamt something impossible, and today they are able to create a company or a mission which is really, really interesting. 2009, there was two friends in San Francisco, California. They both were staying in a flat, and there was a time when they could not afford to pay rent for the next month. They figured out that if they can sell one of the room in their house, they can make some money and it would help them to pay the rent. They created a very simple website, and they did not have a bed to give to guest who is coming in. So what they did is that they had an air mattress. They put that air mattress in the room. They put up a website online, and they got they got a guest who came and stayed with them. They got some money, and they were able to pay the rent for the next month. In 2009, they started this company, and they were able to get 100 bookings in 1 year for people who used to stay at different houses. 2010 and 11, the company started picking up. It became a really interesting, and a lot of hotel companies were asked this question: do you feel that this company can actually become a threat to you? They all said, it cannot be. We are 100-year-old organizations. We have thousands of hotels across the world. How can a company which is started in 2009 can come and even think of competing with us? Fast forward to year 2016. This company, do you remember how many rooms they booked in 2009? 100, right? In 2016, this company booked 30 million rooms on a single night in 20,000 cities across the world. That company is called Airbnb. Today, Airbnb is the largest it's the largest accommodation provider in the world, and the best part about Airbnb is that they don't have even a single property of their own. Every single property which is listed on the house is someone else's. But they had a dream to create a truly powerful internet-based accommodation company which people can use anytime, and that's what made them the biggest company in the world. Alright, at any point of time, if you people think that you are confused on any point, you can raise your hand and we can answer that question. Can we switch off this light? Is it possible, or do you need this light for recording? Can you guys see the slide on the screen? Raise your hand from the back. Can you see this slide? You cannot? Okay. I will not use this slide. I'll just use it for a reference. I'll very quickly read what's written on there. So today we are going to discuss how people have become entrepreneur, how they have become so successful. But the question for a lot of students while they are in college is that, do you really want to become an entrepreneur when, there are so many difficulties, there are so many challenges to become an entrepreneur? You have to, struggle from day one. You have to find a really innovative idea. You have to raise capital. You have to get clients. Why would you go and leave an opportunity to go and sit in a placement, get a job, get paid at the end of every month? Why do you want to take so much trouble to make a company? Do you guys have this question while sitting in this room from the morning? I would not be able to talk to you if you guys don't communicate with me. I'll ask the question again. Do you think it's easy for you to finish your college, get a degree, sit for the placement, get a job, and live your life very, very easily? Do you think that's easy? No? I think that's easy. You don't have to do anything. You just have to finish your courses, get a good grade and get a job. Why do you think that's not good? And why do you think you don't want to do that? Can someone answer me that honestly? Why do you think you should become an entrepreneur? Yes? Can we get a mic there, please? Thank you.
Self-employment.
Sorry?
Self-employment.
Self-employment? Okay.
I am the owner. It's my company, my own rules. No interruption with higher authorities.
Okay.
No discussion or no orders from higher authorities.
That's a very good thought, but do you know, once you become an entrepreneur, you have to set your own goals every single day, and you have to achieve your goals every single day. In a company, there are people who will come and motivate you. They will ask you for what your goal is and how we are going to do that, and they will help you. But here, there's no one going to ask you the question, and it becomes more difficult. But I think that's a very good reason why you should become an entrepreneur and why you want to become an entrepreneur. Anyone else want to share? Yeah. Okay, after that we have a question here. Yeah.
No, it's just following something that someone has set up is actually boring, I feel.
Okay.
So, I don't want to do that.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Can we get the mic here, please? Quickly.
A job will only satisfy my basic needs like food, shelter and all. But it's like I want something more than that. It won't satisfy my luxury. So if I am an entrepreneur, yes, I can earn more than what I'm earning in a job. So I can satisfy all of luxury, all of dream which I see, which I want to complete. So. Okay,
that's very, very, very interesting, and I guess that's completely correct to have an aspiration to have financial reward when you start a company, when you become an entrepreneur. Definitely you will be able to earn more than an employed person, but that's not the scenario every single time. I would like to talk about the bitter part of entrepreneurship. Everyone talks about the good part of entrepreneurship, how cool it is to start a company. You can make a Facebook, you can make a Snapchat, you can make a Instagram, have billions of dollars in revenue, but that is the story everyone knows. We all know about how successful a company Facebook is. We all know how successful a company Google is. But no one talks about those 90% companies which fails in the first 3 years of starting up. No one talks about those dilemma, those challenges every month where you have to pay salary to your employee when you don't have revenue coming up. You don't listen to these stories about how people had to fight their family, they had to fight their partners, they had to actually go into a mode where no one was able to support them. I want to talk about those so that you guys are ready for the future. At the end of the session, you can decide if you want to pursue this journey of entrepreneurship or you want to go into the mainstream. Alright, so as I was saying, it's a very simple slide which talks about what is entrepreneurship. If you go on Wikipedia, the definition is that an entrepreneur is a person who sets up a business or businesses taking on financial risk in hope of profit. Entrepreneurship is the process of starting a business or other organization. The entrepreneur develops a business model, acquires the human and other resources, and he or she is fully responsible for the success of or failure. Before I go to the next slide, I have to get this light switched off. Sriram, can we get the light switched off, please? Switch off. No, I want this switched off. Alright, thank you. Can you guys see the slide now? Some of you can see? Alright. That's a very boring definition of entrepreneurship. Let's see actually what entrepreneurship is. Can we go to the next slide? Can some of you guys see this picture? No? None of you can? Oh, I love to show you this picture, guys, but in the back, people you can't see? Okay. Alright. So I have to just keep going talking to you, but this is a very interesting picture which talks about, when we talk about entrepreneurship, people think that it's really cool. Your friends think that you are building the next tech innovation. Your family thinks that, oh, why he or she is working so much every single day. Your society thinks that you are going to create the next big company in the world. The government thinks that, oh, we got one more new company, let's put a lot of taxes into them. You think that you are going to change the world, but in reality you are so busy that you don't have time for anything. You are busy and occupied every single day. When someone said that you want to become free, you want to live life on your terms, when you become an entrepreneur, I have a picture in the next slide to tell you what exactly it takes to become an entrepreneur. Is it easy? If anyone comes and tell you that entrepreneurship is very easy, just go ahead and do that. Not at all. That's not easy. When you work in a corporate establishment, you have a lot of people to support you. You have an HR, you have a finance team, you have a travel team, you have a entertainment team. But when you become an entrepreneur, when you start a company, you become the CEO. How many of you want to become a CEO in future? What is the meaning of CEO? Chief Executive Officer. That's the world tells you. I'll tell you the real meaning of CEO. A CEO is a Chief Everything Officer. You are the peon, you are the clerk, you are the manager, you are the boss, and you are the employee. There are so many challenges which comes on your path every single day when you become an entrepreneur that 9 o'clock in the morning you have a meeting with a really large company in an AC building. 12 o'clock you are on the street in a really humid temperature in Chennai or Bangalore to make sure that you meet your retailers. 3 o'clock again you have a meeting with people, and then you have to come back office every single night and ensure that everything which you did in the day is recorded and your team knows about what exactly you want to do. Everyone thinks that entrepreneurship is like a luxurious ship where you get on board and you have all the facilities. You will be covered by your story. You will raise funding of $1 million next week after you have a business plan. But that's not what it really is. An entrepreneurship is a journey where you have to start and you have to find a problem to solve and you have to build a company on top of that. I would talk about what is the process of building a startup, but I'm just trying to give you guys a realistic picture of how becoming an entrepreneur is a very, very rewarding journey, but it takes a lot of dedication and passion from you. So by the end of the session, I would try and tell every single element which will help you to become an entrepreneur, but no expert in the world can come and tell you that, listen, these are the 10 steps, you follow them and you become a successful entrepreneur. Very, very difficult. It's not easy. We agree. How do I start? What is the process to start a company? For people who cannot read in the back, it says that if there's an old saying which says that, you know, there's an opportunity which comes and it knocks at your door once in a lifetime. If you listen to that knock and you open the door, you have an opportunity. But what if there's no opportunity knocking at your door? In that scenario, you have to go and you have to build a door so that opportunity can come your way. And what does it mean? How many of you are here engineering students? Raise your hands. Very, very few people. How many of you are MBA or business? Okay, how many of are into commerce, accounts? Few of you. And people, kids in the back, are you guys in school? In the back? Are you guys in school? Awesome, you guys are really, really lucky. I was in school like 15 years ago. So you guys are really lucky right now, but I'm very happy to see that you are here today to listen about how to build a world which is really better for all of us and build solutions which can not only solve problems for the society in the place where you live, but you can build solutions which can help people across the world. How many of you have thought about this plan to build a company? Oh no, I know this problem and I want to solve it, but you have been thinking about from last 6 months or 1 year. Can you raise your hands of people? How many people have thought about an idea but have not started something so far? A lot of you have not. And some of you have thought about this idea. Tell me about, I'll give you guys a name of 4 companies. Tell me what is common about these 4 companies. The first company is called Facebook. The second company is called Google. The third company is called Dropbox. And the fourth company is called FedEx. Tell me one thing which is common in all these 4 companies. Can you raise your hand and tell me what is common about these companies? Okay, we have someone in the back. Can we get a mic for him?
Those companies don't have their own source. The source are created by some peoples.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else? Anyone else want to tell what is common about Facebook, Google, Dropbox and FedEx? No one wants to tell? Kids in the back, do you know about, have you heard about these companies before? Have you heard about Facebook, Google, Dropbox and FedEx? You have not? What is one thing which is common about all these 4 companies? Okay, I think it's going to be very difficult to communicate. Okay. Sorry? All are American brands. Okay, that's. There's one more thing which is common. All these companies were started when the founder was still in the college. They started the company while they were in college, and you guys have the same opportunity today to start your enterprise while you are in college. And you know why that's important? How many of you have a personal loan on you? Have you taken a personal loan? How many of you are married? People in the front. How many of you are married in the back? None of you? How many of you have a social and a financial responsibility? Do you have to earn money and give back to your parents? Raise your hands from the back. Do you earn money and pay your parents right now? Okay guys, it will be very difficult and it will be very boring if you don't communicate. You will realize that why is this guy here talking about stupid things unless you communicate. Tell me, any of you in the back who are still in college have a financial responsibility where you have to give money back to your family? Just raise your hand. No? Okay. How many of you have a smartphone? Raise your hand. How many of you have access to internet? Raise your hand. Alright. How many of you actually spend time to skill yourself to learn something new from the internet. Apart from creating WhatsApp group and sending messages and memes and videos, what else you learn? Okay, can we have the hands down? Raise your hand and share with us what did you learn new from the internet in last 1 month. Okay, we have someone here. Can we get the mic here, please?
Hi sir, I am Vidya and I learned many things that how to create crafts.
Okay.
And
how to create crafts watching YouTube?
No sir, I tried but it never came.
Okay, wonderful.
New millionaire of the world.
I'm sorry?
I came to know about new millionaire of the world. I mean, new richest person in the world.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Great. Thank you, Vidya.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Tell us what did you learn from the internet in last 1 month new? Kids in the back, can you go back to the back and give a mic to someone and they will share with us what did they learn from the internet in last 1 month? What?
Types of reactions. Types of reactions. When product reacts with reaction. When two chemicals react with another by using internet.
What else here who want to share what did they learn in this 1 month? Okay, I'm going to pick up people and I will ask. Everyone has a smartphone and use internet, right? No? Everyone, okay, you tell us, what did you learn in last 1 month?
I learned how to use Facebooks, Instagrams, etc. and I created a scratch game.
It's wonderful. Alright, what's your name? What is your name? What is your name?
Kamesh.
What did you learn from internet? Have you learned anything? Nothing? Did you use internet? You use YouTube? What do you watch?
I don't know.
You have not. Okay. Anyone else want to share what did you learn from internet in last 1 month? Okay. The reason why I'm asking you this question is because while you guys are using internet today and you have an opportunity to learn any possible thing in the world, and I will tell you how you can use internet and build a startup while you are in college without spending a lot of money. But I want a couple of more responses from people. Who would want to share with us what did you learn in last 1 month from internet? Okay, you want to share with us. What's your name?
Hello sir, I am Sriram. I learned from the internet. Last time I attended GST workshop, so I learned how to file the returns GST on the website.
Can we have a big round of applause for him? Thank you. Anyone else want to share what did they learn from internet in last 1 month? You want to share?
As everyone knows, like for a company, marketing is a big thing. So what I learned from internet was Google AdWords, because I was about to go to Bangalore and get a course. So what I thought is like if I'm getting it on YouTube, why to go to Bangalore and waste my time? So I learned Google AdWords from YouTube.
That's really, really cool. Great. I want 2 more responses and then I will go back and start talking. You guys are not saying anything. Someone should. Okay, why don't you tell us, what did you learn from internet from the time you have been using it? Just tell us your name and tell us what did you learn.
Priyanka.
Thank you, Priyanka. Anyone else want to share with us what did they learn from internet in last 1 month? Do you want to share with us? No? Why don't you share with us what did you learn from internet?
I have a regular online class every Tuesday. My trainer is in Denmark. She's taking class and we have students across the country, across various countries. Life.
Great. You have the biggest power of the humankind ever. In last 6,000 years, from the human race, when you have evolved, we have right now sitting in your college. So all the students who are engineering students, how many of you have a profile on GitHub? GitHub, how many of you have a profile on GitHub? One of you have. How many of you have ever worked as a freelancer? Raise your hand if you ever worked as a freelancer. You have not, okay. I want to share with you guys very quickly how you can start a startup right now when you are studying in your college. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Let's say you want to start a new e-commerce company where you want to sell something online. You have a very simple solution of a website called Shopify.com. S-H-O-P-I-F-Y. You can go on Shopify, you can create your own store and you can start selling product immediately. There are a lot of students and a lot of young people in the country who are using a new mechanism called drop shipment, where you get a product manufactured somewhere and you sell it on your website and you can get it delivered directly to people. If you want to create a mobile application, there are companies across the country and world where you can create a mobile application in 5 minutes. There is a startup called Applop, A-P-P-L-O-P. You can download it from the Play Store and you can create a mobile application and you can start building your solution very easily. We'll go to the next slide and I would very quickly talk to you guys about how to build a startup. Go to the next slide, please. Okay, go back to the next slide. Yeah. So someone said that they want to become independent, they want to have freedom of when they want to work. A lot of people say this, that I don't want to work from 9 to 5 and don't want to listen to my boss. I don't want to beg for holidays. I want to have complete freedom. That is why I would want to become an entrepreneur. Let's see if that's real. If you guys can see the first picture in this presentation, you see a person who's coming to work on Monday. He's really tired because he had a great party on Sunday and he just doesn't want to go to work. By Tuesday he gets some inspiration because he has to make sure that his presentation is ready for his next meeting. By Wednesday he get more energy because he has been drinking 100 cups of coffee every day. By Thursday he's really excited. Not because of what he's going to do, because he knows that by Friday there would be weekend and he can go out and have party. And on Friday he's just looking at the clock so that it can become 5 o'clock, he can finish his thing and go back to have party. But the second picture is of an entrepreneur. And I should add 2 more pictures here of Saturday and Sunday, because when you become an entrepreneur, you don't have a holiday. You're working 24/7. So very recently we had Valentine's Day on 14th February, right? How many of you celebrated Valentine's Day? Engineering students? Okay, while a lot of people across the country were celebrating Valentine's Day, a lot of startups who have an online or an offline business where they are selling gifts or they are selling any kind of services, they were working really hard to make sure that their customers are happy. They did not get time to actually go and celebrate Valentine's Day. But when you become an entrepreneur, you don't actually live for occasions. You live for making your company the next big thing, and you live to ensure that your company becomes successful by delivering the best product every single day. So while you are in college, this is the best time for you to start a business, and I'm sure a lot of people would have been telling you. And the biggest reason why this is the best time is because you have very less obligations, and you have very less social responsibility right now. Let's take a scenario where you are a student and you are in the second year of your college. By the third year, end of third year, you will have placements starting up, or you will be looking for jobs. You have two options right now. First option is to study, get marks, get a degree, sit for placement, or go and look for a job. That's one option which is available for every single person. But there is a second option, and let's talk about that option very quickly. Let's say you come across a problem today. It can be any problem. You want to start a website, you want to start a small restaurant, you want to start a cyber security company, and you are in the second year of your college. What you need to do is you need to find a team. Look for people who are in your college and who are as passionate as you are. Come up together, make a team of 2 to 3 people, get a technical person, get a marketing person, and get one person who can go and sell. You can use websites such as WordPress, you can use Shopify, you can use AppLog, and there are a lot of other free solutions which you can use to build a website or to build a solution. In the next 2 months, you can start promoting that website or that service through social media. You can start writing blogs so that people can come and read about your product. You can start sending emailers to people who can use your products and services. And then in the next 6 months, you can actually get a lot of feedback from market. Now by this time, your second year is over and you are going into the third year. A very simple thing for you to do is to look for opportunities across the country where you can get some early support. The first way to get support is look for business plan competitions. There are a lot of colleges across the country, IITs, IIMs, NITs, they keep organizing a lot of business plan events. And if you have an idea which is now converted into a prototype or a minimum viable product, you can actually apply to these business plan competitions and you are eligible to get some sort of seed funding at an early stage. IIT Mumbai organizes this event called Eureka every year, and a lot of early stage companies have an option to win up to 25 lakh rupees as a seed fund at this business plan event. The next step is that while you start building your company and you have a lot of services being offered on your website, you can then start collecting feedback from your customers and see where do you need to improve. The third step would be to start making revenue. Now imagine and remember that you are still in the college in the third year. By the time your third year gets over, you would have two possible solutions. First, your company would become successful and you would be able to continue that company into full time. Let's say if that company does not become successful, you still have to go for placement to look for a job. Now imagine there are 2 people in the placement office. There is one person who has finished his college and he has a degree. You also have finished the college and you have a degree, but you have been able to build a company where you took a lot of risk, you innovated, you built something meaningful, and even if your company does not become successful, you actually showed that you can build or take ownership of a project. So a lot of people in this session today would not want to become an entrepreneur. That is completely okay. You don't have to become a startup just because you want to start something. You can work in a company and you can become an entrepreneur. So that's a very interesting concept where you work with an organization and without starting your own company, you can take care of a new business unit and you can become an entrepreneur, take ownership of that particular department. You don't have to become an entrepreneur, you have to think like an entrepreneur every single time, no matter if you are building your own company, if you are starting a business or if you are going into any kind of job. You need to think and you need to act like an entrepreneur. That's what you need to do. Okay, go ahead. I'll just wrap up in next 2 minutes. Go ahead please. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. It's a very popular picture if you guys have seen it. If you have not seen it, I would just try and explain in next 1 minute that how you can actually start a company. Exactly what we discussed, you have to live in the future. You need to build companies and solutions which are required for the future. If you go and make things which are already there in a crowded space, let's say you want to start an e-commerce company. You can definitely start, but it's a lot of competition and there's a lot of established companies which have already raised a lot of funding and they have market access. You need to build solutions which are required in the future. And what are those technologies? So some of the technologies are data science, analytics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, human behavioral science, and a lot of other technologies which are coming into. And from a place like Puducherry, you have option to make companies into tourism. There is a lot of potential into agriculture. There has been very few companies in India which have actually built something very interesting in agriculture. So you can go ahead and build a company which would be very relevant in the future. Don't make something which is into a crowded space. Try to look for a solution problem which is not solved, or look for a gap which is not filled, and use your expertise to build that solution. You then write it down and you share with your friends, you share with your colleagues, you share with your teachers. You then make a prototype. Now prototype is a very simple version of what your product would look like. It doesn't have to be the complete product. You can just make a very simple prototype and you can then show this prototype to early users, which are called beta users, and you can get feedback from them. Once you get feedback, you iterate on your prototype and you build your next version, and then you look for funding. And as we discussed, there are a lot of options to raise funding today. You can raise money from business plan events, you can raise money from incubation and acceleration centers, you can raise money from angel investors. But while you are in college and you are building an early company, you don't need a lot of money. You can start simply by creating a website on WordPress or Shopify or Applop, and you can start going out in market through social media, get early users, and the best investment for you would be your customers who are coming and paying for your services. Okay, I wanted to talk a lot to you guys, but I think there's time crunch, so we have to wrap this session up. I wanted to show you and share a lot of examples of companies, how they have created some crazy stuff, but I will just leave you with this thought that imagine that the top 10 companies of the world in 2018 did not existed in 2008. They all have started after 2007 or 2008, and the digital disruption is real. The largest company in the world which produce video content and has largest amount of video on their website, they don't make web content, it's called Netflix. The largest accommodation provider in the world does not own even a single house, that is Airbnb. The largest company in the world which has number of applications doesn't make their own apps, that's Google Play Store and iOS on Apple. So the digital disruption is here, and while you guys are in college, you have the best opportunity to learn everything from the internet. You can skill yourself by learning courses from across the world. You can learn a new skill, you can learn a new programming language, you can learn how to use marketing, you can learn how to use internet for your business, and you can actually make the next big enterprise. There are a lot of speakers coming after me and would be sharing a lot of experience how they have built their companies, but there's this one thought which you always need to keep with you, is that you have to dream to achieve things, and if you actually dream, there are a lot of solutions available for you to go and achieve that dream. I know it's really difficult. You guys are sitting from the morning and you have a lot of things to do, but today you have taken the first step towards actually living that dream and achieving that dream. That you had an option to stay back in your college, you had an option to stay back in your school, you had an option to go out and have fun with your friends, but you chose to come here and listen to a lot of people today. I think this would be a stepping stone in achieving and finding your dream, and I want to congratulate each one of you sitting here, and I want to request you guys to have a big round of applause for all of you who are sitting here. Thank you so much. I will be available outside for you if you have any questions to discuss, and I'll be very glad to see that next year when we come here, we have a lot of startups who are actually building solutions and not just sitting and listening to sessions. You have to start it to achieve it. You cannot just keep thinking about it. All the best, guys. Thank you so much.